Some nostalgia tonight and two reasons. Welcome into Halos in the Infield podcast with your host, ToddFox. That is me. That is some nostalgia right there. That is GoldenEye, the video game from Nintendo 64, if you remember that. I have an emulator on a Wii, and I have like all the games downloaded. So today was so hot as hell, I got nostalgic and wanted to play some retro games, and I was just having fun playing GoldenEye, shooting the scientist and stuff like that. Brings back a lot of memories from being a kid playing that game, so I thought I'd throw that out there. That song like jacks me up. It's like one of my favorite games of all time. Tonight was also nostalgic because we reminisced on how good this team could actually be at some point, or how they used to play and how they used to score runs. They scored, I think they put a graphic up there. They had scored when they had scored 6 runs at one point. They had only scored 6 runs in the last 5 games. So it was a little nostalgic to see an easy victory from start to finish. You had, yet again, another good pitching performance from Suarez tonight against the Rangers, getting a big lead 6-1 before giving up the 2-run homer. Then you had just contributions from everybody up and down the lineup. You had Jack Mayfield's 2-run homer. Stassi came through with a couple hits. What's his name? Shohei Ohtani had 2 hits. I can't believe I blanked on his name. Joe Adell, he had 3 hits tonight, including a walk. And you know what? Here's the funny thing, real quick before I get into everything. Here's the funny thing about this victory here tonight. Remember we've been complaining for weeks now about nobody getting on base. This team is last place in walks. This team doesn't steal bases. And what they did tonight was they walked a lot, and they put pressure on the other team, and lo and behold, a lineup that everyone says sucks and is missing their big guns and can't score, scores 11 runs. It's not all Adell either. Adell had 3 RBIs tonight, but what happened was guys were on base. They pressure, and this is the Texas Rangers, yes, but you can do this to other teams too if you have the right approach. Even Iglesias wasn't 0-2 right away, today on the base pads. He had a productive out, swung the bat, hit the ball to right field, got an RBI off of it, Stassi scoring from third. Stuff like that, where all sides of the team were working, again, with supposed mediocre players, they scored 11 runs. It can be done. And they put up a stat, too. The last time the Angels stole 4 bases in a game, 2018, who was the manager back then? Mike Scioscia. So even though Scioscia was behind in the times and wasn't feeding into the analytics and the stuff that the upper brass wanted at the Angels at the time, Scioscia still had that run-first mentality. He still had to take the first to third mentality, stuff that was missing in the Osmus 1 era year, and then has been missing in Madden's 2-year tenure here with the Angels. So you have on one night, it looks like if they play like this, and it's obviously not going to be like this every game, but if they have the approach that they had tonight, whether it was just the excitement of having Adell in the lineup to where they were able to score runs, feed off of his energy, he looked like he was high energy and everyone was liking being around him. Obviously, Marsh struggled tonight, but I'd like to see him get going, but he was happy to be out there with his buddy. Maybe that can bring that's what I'm talking about, the youth movement and finally getting in a frame of doing things the right way. I don't know what it was, if they had a meeting or whatever, but they look like a completely different team from the last 6 games. I don't know if you guys noticed that as well, but again, how can you play like this? They better not come out and play like shit tomorrow. They better use this same mentality to finish out this series, and let's see what they do against the next team, which is the Dodgers. Like, let's see if they can make this a routine. Try to get this same kind of mentality of not going up there hacking at every goddamn pitch. Take some pitches, make some walks, pressure the pitcher, steal some bases. This team has had speed all year. It's not just like the speed was turned on tonight. They've had speed all year. They have not utilized that speed at all. And that's been the biggest mistake, I think, all season. They have not pressured the opponent whatsoever. It's pretty pathetic. So we're going to get into these comments here tonight. Hope all is well. We'll have some bingo balls to drop for your chance to get a free jersey courtesy of Halos in the Infield. And one quick thing about the GoldenEye, I had a really fun time playing that game today because I'm tired as hell. I worked a double. Driving I started working last night almost like 30 minutes after the show. And then I worked all the way till 1:30 this afternoon, almost 2 o'clock. And then I thought I was going to sleep all the way through the game. I woke up an hour into the game, just watched the rest of the game. So I've been up, and then I played some video games periodically in between too. So it's like, damn, I'm spent, and I got to go back in tonight. So that sucks. But it's the heat. I mean, I got central air and everything, and it still was hot. So yeah. Jack Frankenstein Mayfield, Fast Time says, let's see. Let's get into what the F alternate universe we won. Haha. Let's see. Diehard Anaheim says, big win for our guys. Keep it up when our stars are back and we could possibly make a run. That is one diehard Anaheim fan right there, my brother, because I'm still feeling pretty crappy about this team, but hey, you never know, man. Maybe the youth movement helps us out. For the first time in forever, the Angels finally score some runs. Exactly. God damn, the Angels won. Grillmaster's happy. Diehard Angels fan says, Joe Adell looking like this. He was going to be with us. He's going to stay up here. The song, Manny says, and that's from GoldenEye. I'm sorry to say, but I didn't even get excited with the win. I mean, come on, it's Texas. Dugout Talk says. It's August 3rd. No way Trout is coming back. That has been the rumor tonight. Juan says, wait, we won? And T says, wow, you and Adell, you add Adell to the lineup and the offense does well. Spark plug. Let's see. Grillmaster says, we won. The Angels won. Loved Adell's approach at the plate tonight. And T, doesn't he look completely different from last year? From last year's COVID season, he looks much more confident up there at the plate. Rally Chris checks in with, oh, wow, we finally won a game. Angels' future is bright. Trust T. I'm right there with you. Viva Los Angelitos, Mateo says. Let's see. Some other comments coming in here. What do you call it? What a game for the rookie tonight, Mateo says. Fletch Facts checks in with David Fletcher. 714 Lewis says, hopefully they can show up again tomorrow. And then rumor has it Adell is pretty good. Grillmaster says, yes, he is. But let's see I want to see him get this going and continue this. But I do like his approach at the plate. I wore my Rendon shirt tonight. Guess it worked. Better keep it on. Fletchback says, we did what we were supposed to do tonight, but beat sucky teams. I wore my lucky hat tonight, Mateo. See, you guys are you're all doing your thing, and it's working. I don't care if it's the Rangers. A win is a win. Don't give a fuck. The momentum has to continue. Lewis says also, number 9. A's are losing tonight, Grillmaster says. I think the blonde frosted hair tips are working for Suarez and Jaime. There you go, man. I mean, they're close friends, so maybe that's mojo for them as well. Don Hammond says, Marsh, don't do too bad. He had a walk and a double. Oh, that's right. He did have that double. I forgot about the double. I just seen his last 2 at bats, and he struck out pretty bad, or he was caught looking once, and he swung and missed at the other one. James says, must have been a pregame show, or no, haha, it was Adell and the others doing well at the plate tonight. Yes, it was. Juan says they better keep this mentality against the Dodgers. You got to get base runners against the Dodgers. They will get you. Those pitchers, I mean, they get all the calls. And now, I mean, look at the Astros. They got to face Buehler tonight. I don't know. Last I checked, it was 1-0 Astros. But they got Buehler tonight, Scherzer the next game, and I think it's the other kid, Urias, or something else after that. I forget who else they face. Adell was rolling in the deep, but he was rolling in a great performance tonight. Let's see. Rally Chris says, I told C-Rod and DM yesterday, the entire teammates of Rally Chris, and it will probably help you guys. He saw it, and he looked, and it worked. So you're already, yeah. Don says, they broke out with 11 big ones today. Hopefully this carries over for the rest of the series. But this tends to happen with the Angels. They'll score like 10 runs or more, or maybe like get 9 or whatever, and then they just put up some zeros. So hopefully that's not the case. We'll have to see how that goes. Oh, shoot, I can't get the messages here on Facebook for whatever reason. So if you're messaging on Facebook that's not working for whatever reason, I'll have to check that out after. Let's see. The Rangers announcer said that the Halos have had a great batting practice today that might have helped. Wow, who would have thought, Nats fan, that that would actually help the team out? That's pretty crazy. That's the question is, can his team keep it up? That's the truth. Did Trout come? When will Trout come back? Big Hammer 20 wants to know. We don't know, and that's the problem. They keep, I did see. Oh, there's Adell making an impact on there. Sean says, Haley says hi. What's up, Haley? I did say there's still no timetable. that Madden said. And obviously they're not with a team, so that's not a good sign. But they're actually just not. They're not saying they're shutting them down, but they're not saying they're bringing them back either. Am I wrong for rooting for Houston versus the Dodgers? No, you're not, Jaime. You root for any team playing the Dodgers. That's what a real Angels fan will have to do. Baseball is a crazy game. As you know, the Rockies 2007 and the Cardinals 2011 were 10.5 games out in August 25th and went to the World Series. Yeah, the Rockies didn't win in 2007, but they went on a hell of a run, and they got to the World Series. I think lost to Boston. I do know the Cardinals won. So, yeah, you're right there. Let's see. Big Hammer 20 says, it's my little cousin's birthday tomorrow. All right, have a nice celebration for him there. James says, no way. Batting practice works. Who would have thought? You know what I mean? If little leaguers can get better with batting practice, why can't the majors do it? What's up with the Mendozas? They beat Tampa again. Some teams just have their number, and as good as Tampa has been all year this year, Seattle Mariners are owning them. They are 6-0 against the Mariners. See, if the Angels had an opponent like that was in division or even in their American League Central, non-Arizona or something, where they were able to sweep them, that would help them in the standings. But they just don't have a team that they've just kicked their ass, literally. Let's see. Solar checks in with been an Angels fan since 2007 and love how we played today, and I hope we keep it up in the other games. That's the hope, that we can keep this going. That you don't want this to be a one-hit wonder and going back to 1 or 2 run scoring. Was hoping Ohtani would pitch versus the Dodgers. Again, they did not give him an opportunity in that series, which would have been smart because you're taking his at-bat out of the lineup at least 2 to 3. Well, now all 3 games. If they would have pitched him in that series, yeah, you would have. Or if he would have pitched that last game on Sunday, I think he would have wound up pitching at Dodger Stadium. Now, you're not going to have the sexy matchup with him at Dodger Stadium, pitching and hitting. So that kind of sucks right there. So I feel you on that one, Manny. Mateo says a goose was loose tonight. Yes, he was. I drank my lucky rum tonight. See, Fast Times, everyone is doing that. Mateo is saying, what is Roger Lodge saying? Okay, let's go to the Roger Lodge live AM 830 projection machine for tomorrow, and that would be this. It'd be like, hey guys, welcome into AM 830, home of the Angels and Blind Dates host, and just all in. Just a Hall of Fame inductee, should be in the Hall of Fame for the Angels. Your host, Roger Lodge. And I'm here to tell you that we have so many clips to play, we might not even talk to you on the radio today. James, do you have all those clips ready to go for tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's today.
I mean, do you have them ready for today?
Yeah, I have all the clips. The goose, we're going to play goose noises, like an actual goose, like making cackling noises or whatever it does. It's going to be goosing all over the place, and then you play his clip.
There you go, James. See, that's thinking outside the box. That's what we need on this station. We need positivity. We're going to talk about Joe Adell. Just pencil him in for the Hall of Fame. He's got my vote 3 for 4 right away. James, do you have all his hits ready to go?
Oh, yeah, and all the commercials, too. All the filler, no phone calls.
That's a show right there. 3 hours of me playing clips by James and everything else that you need to know with your Angels. And we're going to be playing some Train. If you like that song, Calling All Angels, we're going to play that every time we play a clip. And then if we even take any phone calls, we're going to play it some more. So stay tuned. Yeah, that is your Roger Lodge moment for the night. Marsh had 2 hit balls that would have been home runs at Angels Stadium. Yeah, he got robbed on a couple of those. I'm watching the A's and Padres game right now. Big Hammer 20 says that's a good series, and I really am disappointed in the Padres. With all the players they got, they should be much better, much better. They should be fighting with the Giants and overtaking the Dodgers, in my opinion. What is Papa Fox saying? He did not watch the game tonight. My dad did not watch the game tonight. He's like, no, I'm not interested. I'm gonna watch some Jurassic Park. I'm not into watching the Angels right now. They gotta show me something. And then I told him, hey, they're up by they got double digits. Well, let's see if they could do it tomorrow. So he was Mr. Negative. I haven't seen him like that in a while. Usually he just turns the page and he watches a game, win or lose. Even though the Angels won and the A's are losing, we have to take one game at a time. It's not just the A's we should worry about. It's the other teams that are in front of the Angels. It's true. It's true, Matt Bedingo. That's a good comment. I mean, literally, it is one game at a time. You got 4 teams to jump on, and then get to the A's. that seems like a tall ass order. 6-1 Padres in the 6th, and still 1-0 Astros as well. So that's good. Thank you for the updates, James and Jaime. James also says rolling in the deep, haha, Adell. That's how a bullpen looks like. Yvette said tonight. They did look pretty good tonight. C-Rod just liked my DM. There you go, Mateo. He's active out there. It's only a 2-game series between the Astros and Dodgers. Oh, okay. I thought it was 3. Diehard says maybe they allowed fans in for batting practice. Maybe we'd get more runs. There you go. And more souvenirs for sure. Chris Swanky said, did we really score 11? It was 1 and it was mistaken. Or I thought it was 1 and they mistaken and added another 1 behind it. Yeah, that would be my guess too. I would have thought, man, they only scored 1. Doubleheader soon versus the Jays, Sean Norton says. Yes, I remember that. It's going to be nice. I think I might make that doubleheader. Yvette says, C-Rod just like my Instagram on my DM too. There you go. Matt Badingo, exactly. It's a number of teams ahead of us, and we have to just keep on winning like the Mariners and the Jays. And those are 2 teams with powerhouse offenses, and we got to catch up to them. I told C-Rod that he pitched a great game last night. That's cool. Also, let's see. Fast Time says we keep this up, we could actually finish 3rd place. Let's go Halos. Big 20 Emmer says, unfortunately, he lives in LA, so I can't celebrate with him, but I will text and call my little cousin happy birthday tomorrow. Send our wishes to him as well, my friend. Jaime says, what's up with Matty V calling things that are not happening? He said Adell comes in to score in the 8th inning, and the camera showed Adell chilling at 3rd. Well, you know what it is? I don't think he's actually in the ballpark. I didn't see the pregame, so I know the last series he was in, he was not live in the ballpark. So he's not paying attention on the camera, apparently. James Sessions says, 3rd place. Small works, no shit, dumbheads, keep it up. Small ball, she meant. Let's see. Jaime says, Roger Lodge has Halo honks. What does ToddFox have? You need to give us a nickname. I think you guys need to come up with a nickname, because I don't want to call you guys. You got something you guys don't want to be called, but I sure as hell don't want to call you my honks. That is probably one of the dumbest names out there. Solar says that the Angels can be maybe get rid of Upton next season, or maybe release him at some point. Don't get me wrong, I love that dude, but he's not doing so well, and he's also out of this prime, so I'd love to get something else for him. I'm right there with you. I love the guy too. Someone said the other night that he's not catching up to the fastball anymore, which is true. He's more relying on hitting the sliders and curveballs. And yes, he does still have a good eye, but he's a defensive liability. So yes, if you can get rid of him at some point, that would be the way to go. And Toronto is at the Big A, Sean, and that doubleheader would be nice if the Angels could clean up on it, because obviously they're ahead of them. Solar also says, and we need to keep the momentum going. We have a chance to get in the wild card spot. I don't care if we lose. I'm just going to be happy that we may be in the postseason. At this point, I'm with you, because I don't want to see this team, like, as much as I want to see youth movement, I don't want to see this team literally like 10 to 12 games out of it in September, not playing for anything other than to see what you got on the field. I would like for them to see what they got on the field and still using their vets, and with a nice mixture, staying in the pennant race, or not the pennant race, the wild card race, at least until the last week of the season. If they're playing meaningful games in September, as much as I wanted them to get to the postseason, I'd rather have that than them just be completely out of it and then before the end of the month. Papa Fox is checked out. No, he never checks out. I'll say that. But tonight he found something better to watch, basically. So yeah, he did miss the fun tonight. Papa Fox sounds like real. No, he's not Matt. He's not that bad, but he does call him out though. Mateo says Matty V made a few mistakes. He said Adell scored when he was still standing at 3rd. Yeah, they brought that out. 14 hits tonight. Imagine that, and those walks and the scoring. So there was a lot of good that came out of this thing tonight. DFA Matty V Grillmaster says the crazy thing about this wild card is one game at a time. You think should extend the wild card to a series. You know what, Don? What they had last year in the COVID with the extra 2 teams was fabulous. I think they should go back to that, and I think that's what they're going to talk about in the winter meetings, because they have a lot to talk about, and that's one of the big topics is adding a couple more playoff teams. I think it makes it more exciting, because when you get into September, the more teams you have that are alive, the better the races are, the better the fans are more attracted to go to games where they're thinking, okay, well, there's 5 games to play, we're 3 games out, anything can happen. Let's go to a game where they would normally not go to, and it's more exciting going down the stretch. There's a lot of scoreboard watching. It's just better for the game. I don't know why they took it back away this year. Solar says, and I forgot to say something. I'm going to the Angels versus Rangers game September 6th. There you go, Solar. Maybe we'll be there as well. Good luck finishing in 3rd place with me. Kurt Suzuki says he's still advocating himself to be DFA'd. Matty V says Gooby and Jose Mota call away games remotely. There you go. See, that's why he was so off. We scored 11 runs and as many runs as last night, Grillmaster says. Solar says, how about Halo Fam? That's a good one. You guys should vote on that one, or on a name. Big 20 Hammer says Halos who are negative and positive every other night. There you go. Because we literally change as this team goes. It's like a roller coaster. Some nights we're super pissed off, and this is just a rant of my rants and your rants that I'm reading back and forth, and we're just all like collectively ranting. And then some nights like this where it's positive and you could see the potential in this team, you get up on it and you're like, man, I want this to continue. Like, look how many of you guys and girls out there are saying, hey, I want this to continue. I want them to get, consistent. And that's the biggest thing that they haven't done all year is be consistent. James says, I'm called a honk. I will quit. If I'm called a honk, I will quit. Light that baby up. I hope Adell keeps it going. I start football tomorrow with just my helmet. There you go, Big 20 Hammers. And keep hydrated, man. It's freaking hot out there. Roger Lodge, James, can you play the clips of Adell 3 hits? Then we will take a break. Then we will play them again. See, you know how it works, Mateo. You know how it works. That is the MO of the show. How many good games before we say that what Adell is going, or how many games basically how does he need to do good before we believe him is what I couldn't say that Jaime said. I don't know. I think we just need to, like every other player, see consistency out of him. If he's going 1 for 4 or 1 for 5, but he had good productive outs or he didn't strike out 3 or 4 times, I think that's a plus. If he goes 2 for 4, obviously that's a plus. I could even see an 0 for 2 with a walk and a sacrifice. That's a plus. You know what I mean? If he's cutting down on them strikeouts, if he has, if he doesn't have more strikeouts than he has outs, basically, then, if he's hitting line drives, fly outs, ground outs, I'm good with that. He's making contact. And that's more than what he did last year. That's when I'll believe that he's turned the corner. I already see that he's done something different because his batting stats, if you look at the batting stats from this year compared to last year, it's totally different. And he's done a Shohei Ohtani. He was skinny last year, and he put on a lot of weight. If you follow him on Instagram, he's put on weight, and it's mostly muscle. So he looks really good out there. I'm not going to lie. Sean Norton came out here and says baseball is he already said that. A doubleheader versus the Jays. Trout returns on August 27th or September 7th or 7th or 7th or 17th. He's saying he's hoping that's when he comes back. I haven't heard nothing about that yet, so we'll have to see. Fast Time says I want to see us do good against Houston and Oakland. The Houstons and Oaklands of the world. We only get one more shot with Oakland. I don't know how many. I think we get 2 more series with Houston. James says it's now 8-1 in the 7th. I hate when they show us what they're capable of because they hardly do it. And Drizzle says, yeah, it's sort of like when you tell your kids, you know what, I really want you guys to clean this house. And, I'm not giving you chore money for nothing. I want you to do it. And then they actually do it, and they do it better than you think. And you're like, man, they're going to do this every time. Maybe they've learned responsibility. Maybe they turn the corner. And then the next time you tell them, hey, I need you to clean the house or do your chores. And then they don't do it. They procrastinate. And then it's just as messy, or they sweep trash underneath the floor instead of throwing it in the trash. That's kind of how the Angels are. Papa should do a live. I'm trying to get him, Yvette. I really am. It's hard to convince him. I keep saying you guys and girls are asking for him. VQ says, where's VT? Not on this network. He chose to stay at Angel Central. Rich Waltz is so boring. Mateo says. Don Hammond says, I also heard they said a runner on second in extra innings isn't going to stay a rule. That is also being discussed. That they want to do away with that, or like we've been trying to say all season, have the runner at second base in the 12th inning give yourself a couple innings to actually earn a run instead of just take what's on the board. Jaime says, I don't blame Papa Fox. More people eaten by by T-Rex than Halo's runs in the last couple days. Yeah, there's more action. I ain't gonna lie. Can I have your opinions on the universal DH from last year? Mateo says, I do like it. I think it helps teams like the Dodgers, however, and National League teams get a hell of a lot stronger. I do like the fact that I don't have to see pitchers, but I will say that it will make the National League a lot stronger. I think the American League usually has an upper hand until it comes to the National League winning because of their pitching. And usually that's how the National League can beat an American League team is either they have a really good bench player that they could use in a World Series type atmosphere as a DH, or their pitching just outdoes the American League hitting, and that's how they can win their World Series. But I think if you give that DH to the National League, that's going to make them far superior. Imagine a team like the Milwaukee Brewers, the Giants, the Dodgers, the Padres with an extra power hitter. It will give a lot more guys jobs, and it will keep guys like Nelson Cruz in the league longer because they're going to need some of these hitters. If they're still hitting in their 40s, why not have them as a DH? And they can hang on and play another season in Pittsburgh or in Miami. So that's where I think they're going to do it, because it's going to be more money to the players, more money in the game. So I think the DH will pass. I'm not completely for it, but I do see where they're going with it. Grillmaster says, I'm off to sleep. All right, have a good night, my man. Let's get that win tomorrow. So he's positive. Love how aggressive they were tonight, Yvette. Yes, it was. Halo heads. I feel that was 100 times better. That is true, but that can also be taken in a sexual reference. I don't want a nickname that can go sexual, like a honk. You can honk and stuff like that. I want something that we can all agree on. But that's getting close though. Let's see. Hey, veterans, take some notes. Learn from and take how to take pitches. I'm right there with you, Yvette. Kyle says Adell's trade value just went up. You're still trying to trade him, Kyle. He may actually make this team. Non-Angels related, Matt Bedingo says, but I can't wait for the Lakers basketball. They've added some good players in the last 2 days in free agency. Although, Matt Bedingo, I'm not a Laker fan. I'm not a Clipper fan either. But I will tell you this. My outside objective personal view on the Lakers is they got Westbrook 3 years too late. He's a pad stat. What is it? He's a stat patter, and he doesn't play any defense. And then you have another guy, aging LeBron, who gives up on plays, doesn't play much defense, injury prone now. Anthony Davis, injury prone again. You add old Dwight Howard, Trevor Ariza. These guys are all over their 30s, late 30s. This is an old freaking roster. Spark plugs like the other white guy they got rid of that helped the team. He's gone, Caruso. So, and they got rid of Pope and then Harold. Harold didn't fit in there as much as he did with the Clippers. So, hey, I'm just saying, I think it might be a shit show for the Lakers next year. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Tomorrow I'll probably call into Roger Lodge. Yes, if you do, record it and we'll play it. And that's the other thing too. If any of you guys or girls want to troll him, please do it and record it, and I will post it because I want to do that too. I want to call him and be like, "Hey, this is Roger." When he says, "Hey, this is Roger," like, "Welcome to the Halo Honk line," I'll be like, "Hey, this is Roger." Talk to him as Roger Lodge. Roger and Todd Lodge should have a James play Adele songs from now on. Yeah, we should. Otani also walked tonight. Yes, he did. Who are the starters for tomorrow's game? I didn't even stick around for that one. Otani goes for tomorrow, and I forget who goes for the Rangers. I'm guilty of having called into Roger Lodge. He asked what high school I went to, and I was like, what the fuck? You should have told me you rode your bike to the stadium. And then he would have been like, that's something we have in common. Mateo said Joe Adell is a new hitter at the plate compared to last year. Yeah, he's absolutely a new player. Absolutely. Adell is off to a really good start today. Yes, he is. Let's see. Did your balls drop yet? No. Here we go. Let's drop some balls since what do you call it? Fast Times wants the balls to be dropped. That's the first one, and the first one is G54. That is for the to win a free jersey courtesy of Halos in the Infield bingo. So we're playing bingo, and we're giving out 2 balls at the same time as they do. The second one, so the first one's G54. Second ball is I-27. So whoever bingos on that gets to pick the jersey of their choice. So that's the kind of cool thing we do over here. If you guys don't get in on it this time, you can get on it next time because we've already locked everyone in. We have like 60 people playing. Solar says, our general managers really need to start focusing more on the team, which I think they've started to realize because the more focused on Ohtani, I realize that the starters are starting to care a little bit more about the team, which is good. They do need a pitching coach. I'm right there with you. But the pitching has been addressed. Now in the offseason, the hitting has to be addressed. But we got to make it first, Don Hammond says. Universal DH means we have a higher possibility of losing Ohtani as for now. No way he goes to the NL. I think they're going to lock him up at next season. I really do. I think they're going to extend him after free agency. They already got the arbitration money out to him. He's making a shit ton of money with all kinds of endorsements, especially overseas. But I really, really think Ohtani is going to get his payday, and well-deserved. Halo Reports checks in with hearing Adell say his approach was to wait for his pitch was just so refreshing. Right there with you, Halo Reports. I mean, he looks like a different batter in the box, and it's good to see. So Solar also says, and for the guys that are starting to liking the Angels like 2 to 3 years ago, us vets who are like the Angels for 9 or 11 years more, if we have been through pain, and this is one of the best years since 2007, or we've been through the pain since 2007. There has been some years that were good after 07, but again, the last 7 have been really tough. So I feel you on that one. Jay Bruce checks in with Braves have the same record as us and are 2.5 games back of their division, man. I want meaningful baseball in September so bad. That is the hope that this team can creep back into it. Again, they have been given golden opportunity after golden opportunity to stay in this race and have taken themselves out by poor play. So if they can ever get consistent, especially as good as the starting pitching has been, if they can get some hitting, and we're not asking for 11 every night, but you can score 4 or 5 runs, you can see this team can hold a lead. Now they're getting better at it, and the starters are going longer, which is also helping the bullpen. Quiz, who was the last Angel to wear 17? That's a good question. Let's see if anyone could pick that one up. That's from Sean Norton. YouTube, Jim Rome, mimicking former Charger announcer Lee Hacksaw Hamilton. Laugh out loud. Got to keep Ohtani till 2020 or 2030 at least. If you guys remember Lee Hacksaw Hamilton from San Diego, he would say, in the news, you have the Chargers getting LaDainian Tomlinson reaction. He'd always go deep into it. And then he'd always ask for your reaction, and then let's go to the phones. He had the deepest voice ever. He was pretty cool. Let's see. Halo Fam is fine. Yeah, I'm starting to like that one. No hate, just saying. Solar, there you go. Fast Time says if Trout is coming back till September. If he's not coming back till September, what's the point? Might as well just put him on the shelf for the rest of the year. Still don't think we're making the postseason this year. I can't wait for the NFL. Half of the games this Thursday. Yeah, they're starting preseason, but I never get into it till week 3 because that's when they play all their starters. Fast Times, the Halo that what I was saying, or Fast Times at the Halo says, what I was saying in August, no reason for Trout to come back. That just depends. If the team can get back into it, then yeah, there's every opportunity. Don Hammond says, let's see, there are lots of them at the thrift stores. Todd, you ready for some NFL preseason? No, like I said, week 3, that tickles my fancy. Weeks 1 and 2, as all I care about in preseason is that everyone stays healthy. I don't want to see no injuries, nobody out for the year, basically. Jay Bruce also says, I think Adell had more hits tonight than Bellinger had all of June. Yeah, yeah, he's had a bad year. Ty Buttrey's on here. What's up, Ty? Mateo says, that's what she said. Can I do a redo on them numbers? Yeah, I guess he didn't get them. July and June, same thing. Haha. Let's see. Everyone's saying hi to Ty. What's up, Buttrey? Why is Upton batting third? Because they're trying to get him into his swing as a power hitter. But let's see. Yeah, but some present ones will be. Well, let's see. I missed that one, Don. My bad. You're going back and forth with someone. Matt Badingo says, "Okay, Mr. Supersonics fan. Yeah, I know that you have an idea. They have an old team, but I think they may be better than last year's team. I agree, though. It did suck that we lost Caruso. That's the thing when you pay so much money for a guy like Caruso, or he raised his stock so much, you can't afford him when you're paying guys like LeBron on the staff. That's all I'm saying. Rally Chris says, I'm probably going to tell Roger Lodge when I call him tomorrow, your show is boring. And the Angels, dude, if that makes the radio, if you can get that on the radio, because James will probably cut that. He'll probably clip that before it reaches the air. I'm calling Ohtani for AL MVP this year. Ace, it's probably going to happen. Chris Iannetta, James Sessions says. So let's see if that's right, Sean. Sean Norton also says, Inland North County, Coastal North County, where are you? In Yuma at is at the ring. Dude, he would name all the counties of San Diego, Sean. That guy was something else. I will say Gosselin made a base running mistake. He was trying to stretch a single into a double, made the throw out at got thrown out at second. Didn't matter because the run scored. There you go, Mateo. Kurt Suzuki says, I'm going to sign with the A's for the minimum wage so I can provide some help for the Angels for once. Thank you, Kurt. I mean, that's very unselfish of you. Rancho Pascalinos reaction. Let's see. Even Vladimir Guerrero Jr. wants him to be the AL MVP. Yeah, Matt Bedingo, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s son is like totally cool, man. I love that dude. Very respectful man, just like his father, dude. His father was something else. Solar says the last person to wear 17 was Shane Robinson, if I'm correct. I think that is right because I don't think it was. I think Iannetta was a little bit before him. Manny says Carson Wentz brought the injury curse to the Colts. Yeah, he probably screwed their season unless they got a backup. Mateo says, Todd, are we out of contention? Will you play Sunday Night Football theme? I think the moment where we are eliminated, I'll play either the Sunday Night Football theme or I'll play the Monday Night Football. So whatever. Vince Jr. says, did we win? Yes, we did actually. Surprise, surprise. Jay Bruce says, with a lot of these young pitchers pitching well, would you go after one of the top shortstops in the offseason? Yes, Jay, I would. But I would first get that ace that has eluded this team for so long. And at the same time, I would go bullpen second, like 2A, and a 2B, I'd go after a shortstop. I would literally go after Seager or Simeon and see if I can nail one of those shortstops to the roster to go along with Rendon and Fletcher and Walsh. I think that'd be a hell of an infield. But we'll see. Okay, without checking, no answer to the quiz. Thought it was Iannetta. It was actually another pitcher. It was that pitcher that was brought up right now. Let's see. Hey, Ty Buttrey. Hope you're doing well, and he's actually doing really well. Actually, if you've seen any of his lives out there, him and his wife are having a good time, and it's good to see. Let's see. Yeah, I knew that one too. Was the Solar had that answer as well. And the trash cans over at Dodger Stadium tonight, they were going hot and heavy onto the field. They threw some stuff, even in batting practice, which is insane to think about teams doing that. But in batting practice, the Houston Astros hit a couple home runs, or actually I think 3 or 4, to the pavilion, and the fans threw them right back onto the field. So they are giving them the business, man, for sure. I bought a PlayStation 2 just to play MVP baseball. Back in the day, dude, Vince, on PlayStation 1, I think there was Triple Play Baseball. I love that game as well. I'm telling you guys and girls out there, if you love video games, get yourself a Wii that is jailbroken and it's like an emulator. You can get all the Super Nintendo games, all the Sega Genesis games. Nintendo 64, like I said, I started the live with playing GoldenEye, which was this song right here. You can hear it. Just gets my blood flowing because that's a game that back in the day, basically there wasn't too many games that you could. I mean, there was some games that you could play, but I think 64 was the first console that had 4 controllers that you can adapt to right away. You didn't have to get some sort of special bracket to go in there and play multiple players. So the fact that you could play 4-player Mario Kart, all these other games, but that game was so much fun because I remember my friends would just go over there. We'd go into like these rooms and just try to shoot each other up. So the stuff that kids play nowadays and just have fun because it's on computer, it's on every other game. That was groundbreaking back then. So that game was really fun to play with friends. I mean, we just ditched school to go over there, or we go to friends' houses after school and play. And it was just fun. It was just fun to do. So that is a good old school game if you guys ever want to check one out. And if you don't know that genre, because obviously you're going to be like, oh, these graphics suck. It wasn't about the graphics back then. It was about it was about just the gameplay, you know what I mean? And doing things, being able to walk around, because at times too, back then, with those video games, you weren't able to just go around the whole entire area. You didn't have free reign. In that game, you had free reign. It was pretty fun. Let's see. Artie wouldn't allow free agents Ace to sign here. I hope that's wrong this year. I hope it's up to Mr. Manassian this year. I know what Trevor Bauer did was wrong, and he was released by the Dodgers. What do you think about the Angels picking him up? Maybe. Solar, I don't think with a track record, which I saw scrapes on her face, man. I'm not going to convict the guy until they convict him. So the jury's still out. I'm not going to weigh it either way, but there's certain things that bother me. And I just don't think bringing him into an organization is, no matter how good he is, he's tainted because of the stuff that he's went through. I think his best bet would be to go to maybe his best bet would be to go to Japan, maybe the Mexican League, do stuff like that, try to revitalize his career, take some time off, a year or two. America is very forgiving. It just takes time. Look, what happened with Michael Vick, you would think PETA people would have wanted to kill him, literally. I mean, they did want to kill him. Those people are aggressive, especially what he did to dogs. He was convicted of it, but kudos to him. He turned his life around. He repented for it. He did a lot of things for animals and animal rights after that, and now look at him. He got back into the NFL. He finished out his career honorably. People forgave him. They looked the other way. Not too many people, unless I just brought it up, will bring it up. And then he's now on, I think he's on FS1 or something like that, or doing football shows. So, I mean, people can survive things like this. It's just how they go about doing it. So I wouldn't take a flyer on him this fast. That's for sure. Foul balls thrown into the field at Dodger Stadium during the game. Damn. Fans are giving the Astros the bee's knees for sure. Solar says what Bauer did was wrong. Yes, it was. Kurt says they need to give Stassi a day off before the Dodgers series so I don't blow a game against them. You know what, Kurt? You're filled with all kinds of good stuff tonight. I want you to relay that to Madden tonight in the dugout, or if you see him at the hotel tonight where you guys are staying. Yeah, please let him know. A says, I took a look around the fourth inning at the Big A back in April before the trash cans were thrown onto the field. The only time the Dodgers and Angels fans were unified. That is true. I've never seen the Angels and Dodger fans on the same page. And yes, they were aggressively against the Astros. And point taken, they should be. I hope, hi, Jose. Hope to see you in the major soon. I guess Jose's on here too. Guzman, what's up? Also, the MLB news, Marcell Ozuna has domestic violence charges dropped. He pleaded innocent. Free Ozuna. James says, Matt Bedingo says, if that's what they should call if that's the case, they should call it Ben Boom. I'm not sure Suzuki would do good against the Dodgers. Oh, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't. Let's see. Vic does college football pregame shows. Oh, there you go. Okay. With Leinert. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Solar says, yeah, I was just getting your opinion. No, that's cool, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for the question. Typical John says, watching the Dodgers game, why can't there be that kind of energy at Angel Stadium? Shake my head. The way you get that kind of energy at the stadium is winning. Winning does it. And look at that roster. How as a Dodger fan, let's just say I'm a Dodger fan that goes maybe 6 or 7 games a year. I'm going to be motivated to go to double that with that kind of roster. And I'm going to overlook the fact that our beer prices are the highest in the major leagues. I'm also going to overlook the fact that parking is $25, and that's regular parking. So I'm going to overlook that to go to these games because I'm going to want to see this product live. I'm going to want to see them in their prime. This is their prime. So as much as we crack on the Dodgers and we hate the Dodgers, I have to give them my respect. I don't know if you guys do that as a fan. I hate saying it, but they have a well-run machine right now. And I'm not talking about Albert Pujols. We all know that's a machine that just needs to be, put out to pasture. But the well-oiled organization, I should say, that is a franchise that's just on it right now. Oh, the Butchery answer, Sean. I don't know if he's on here. He might have dipped already. Might want to DM him. He will get back to you on that if you want. But the Dodgers, you'd pay that extra money. So if, as an Angel fan, if this team is putting out a product like they did for years there, from 2002 to 2012, even 2014, You had a steady diet of Angel fans, and they were getting 3 million every year. 3 million, 3 million, 3 million. So all you fans that were talking earlier, or even like Solar said, going back a ways, you know, I go back to 86. There was times when this team averaged 15,000. There were no close to 3 million fans a year. But it's been 3 million or close to it pre-COVID because they were putting at least a good enough product out there to where you had faith and you believed that this team could make a postseason run. But the way it was constructed, even when they allowed everybody back into the stands, the team was starting to flounder already. So they have a lot of naysayers out there. You got to give us something before we go too. You know what I mean? So I think that's on the Angels brass right there. That's what happened. Whatever happened to Mathematic, I don't know what happened to that dude. He comes and goes basically. At Halos in the infield, I have to agree with you about what you said about the Dodgers. Thank you on that. There's no importance at Angel games other than Ohtani to start a giveaway. That's true. Sorry for my last. No worries, Matt. A says, and now we're together again against the Astros cheaters in LA again. Because the Angels fans are on the phone the whole game when the team is losing. And they're talking about their soccer games with their kids, or they're talking about what sushi they're going to have on the weekend. Todd, I have another question for you. Do you prefer Bally Sports, or do you want them to go back to FS1? I really want them to go back to Fox Sports. The only thing I like from Bally's is their music, their cut music. I don't know, something about I don't know. That's pretty cool. I do like that, but yeah, I don't know if they're gonna. I don't think that at all. They just signed a big deal. They ain't going nowhere. We're stuck with Bally's for sure. Agreed. Typical John says with everything you said. And the shots of the stadium renovations they've shown, it looks amazing. Yeah, Typical John, you can go there maybe about 10 years ago, and Dodger Stadium was a dump. I think it was 10 years ago. Still had those dirty, filthy, stuffy staircases that you had to like go around. It was a dirty stadium. Let's just face it. But what they've done to the pavilion, what they've done with the two bars, they copied the Angels basically. They had the two bar, we have the Budweiser Pavilion. They put one in left field above the bullpen. That's a real nice area. The right field's got the same thing. They've done a lot of great renovations. They finally did something with that acoustic area out in center field. So they don't have that, there's just those speakers out there, whatever. I mean, they've done so many good renovations with that stadium. I agree. I mean, it's worth its weight in gold now. And then the fact that you have the All-Star game going to be played there because it was taken away from them for the so look for that place to be packed out, and there's going to be so much Dodger talk next year because they're going to be pumping that up because you know how the LA media is. The energy was there at the beginning of the season. Yes, it was in Drizzle, and what's sad about that is it was with 14,000 fans. 14,000 fans made the Big A feel like 45,000 fans. The problem was the team didn't keep that momentum going. Had they kept it going to where they let the fans back in, I'm pretty sure, COVID or no COVID, Anaheim fans would have packed out the stadium. Now we go and we're trying to watch a game, and there's half the stadium's full, and it's kind of depressing because I haven't seen that in years. I mean years. So this is probably the worst attendance I've seen since they opened everything up. No way the Angels get $3 million this season. Yeah, that's no way. Still 1-0 Astros in the bottom of seventh. Hopefully the Astros win that game. I know some of you guys are anti-Astros, but when they play the Dodgers, I have to root for anybody who plays the Dodgers. Do you guys prefer? Let's see. Mateo's asking that same question. Has Grillmaster DFA'd anyone tonight? Typical John. No, he hasn't, which is very weird. Fox Sports West, Matt Bedingo goes for that one too. So does Typical John. Yeah, I like the Bally's music, Solar says. Mateo says, Todd, if we win tomorrow, will the Bally Sports theme come on before the postgame show? Well, if you want it to, I'll put it on. If that's a request, I'll put it on. Sad thing is I've never been to Dodger Stadium. Solar, you should have went when it was a dump. Because even as a fan of baseball, I hate the Dodgers with a passion. Let me put that out there. I hate the Dodgers with a passion. I hate their fans. Unless they're friends or family, then you got to deal with them. But to see the metamorphosis of that stadium to where it is now, and to see the fact that you have a 30% chance, a 30% less chance of being stabbed or murdered at a game, that makes a big difference. See, before you'd go, there's still hundreds of cops there, plainclothes and with other clothes, or plainclothes officers or actual officers in the crowd. you still would have a pretty good chance of getting stabbed, raped or whatever. But at least now there's a 30% chance less of that. It's a better vibe in the stadium. You still have asshole fans there that will do stuff, because we've seen many videos. And the Dodger fans do a new thing now where they actually fight each other. So there's entertainment now too, because instead of always picking on the opponent, they'll actually fight with each other. And it's pretty funny. So, stupid is as stupid does, and that's pretty much a Dodger fan. Mateo says, has anyone sat in the home run seats at Dodger Stadium? No, but that is one place I would like to sit, Mateo. That is one, because I've always thought that they never capitalized on that. But now they give you not a Green Monster type of feel, but you're so damn close. I heard a friend tweeted a picture from that and sent it to me. And I was like, holy shit, that's a great view of the stadium. I mean, you're right on top of things. So, I think that would be a cool place to sit, but I think those tickets are super high too. Let's see. We will probably win the worst attendance award. Now, I think the Marlins always win that award. Ace says the home run seats were going for $260, and it did it against the Pirates, all you can eat food. That's pretty cool, Ace. Send me some pictures if you got that. Probably worst season for attendance since 2001. That is true, because after 2002, that place has been packed. Only been to Dodger Stadium once, and it was in 2012. Wasn't too nice. It's much better now. Just got out of a movie. We won. Trout here says, yes, we did. Let's see. What was the highlight? The highlight was Adell going 3 for 4 tonight. And if you want to hear highlights, tune in to AM 830 tomorrow for Roger Lodge's show, because he's got a buttload of them since they scored 11 runs. Big 20 Hammer says, I think the music for Bally Sports is good, but I think Fox Sports West was better. That's true, but they stole the football one and used it. Vince Jr. says, I feel like the Yankees did better at booing and hating the Astros. They did a good job, because that's just Yankee fans in general, man. They're just a-holes. Let's see. Solar says, please play the Bally Sports music tomorrow. Okay, I'll play that one tomorrow. Kurt Suzuki says, Dodgers hit me, and I left the game last night. I played them. I am going to play my revenge, throwing the ball at right field and going over 4. Kurt says, was that you on the video game? That was pretty funny. James Sessions says, I remember bleacher seats were $2 in 2006 in select weekdays at Dodger Stadium, and crap games were going underneath the bleachers. That is true, and the blue section was cheap as hell, but not no more. Can you tell my profile what my profile pick is? I think it's the Israel. Is that the Israel player, Kinsler, Vince? Because I could barely see it off my phone. Let's see. Yeah, Ian Kinsler, Vince. There it is. The movie Old was a trip. Old. What was that about, Trouter here? Get that one on before we get out of here. Let's see. At Chavez Latrine. Let's see. Don't wear the team's gear. My friend was a Cardinals fan, and he got drenched with Coors. Well, Sean, that happened to me too, but it was my friend. He wore a Giants jersey, and we were about ready to kick the guy's ass because he ran up the stairs, but the cops grabbed him and grabbed us at the same time. So, and they were plainclothes officers. We didn't know, and they just were like, they gave him a ticket or whatever. But I'm really thinking of going Sunday. I really am. I don't know why, because I'm feeling a loss, but who knows? Maybe something can change with the youth movement. They do play the Dodgers like a World Series, so they should be pretty competitive games. So we'll see. But if I go, I'm going in full Angel gear. I don't give a funk. I've done it many times. I don't care about their fans. I just feel that if I can survive a stabbing or a shooting, it's a good lawsuit, and I can make some money off of McCourt's parking lot and the new Dodgers ownership. So, yeah, that's what I like to do. So it is Kinsler. All right. Typical John says, am I the only one that kind of misses the old scoreboards with the LA Times sign? Yeah, that's like the newspaper. It's gone with the wind, man. It's all digital now. They got the huge ass videos up there. The you used to see the 76 logos on the top of the thing. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff's not the same with that stadium. Max Muncy up with 2 runners on, 2 outs. Crap. Correct me if I'm wrong. Does Dodger Stadium have the walkway on the concourse in the outfield? No, wait. The walkway. I think so. I haven't been out in the outfield too much. I just seen the highlights of what they've done. Even though he was with us for a short period of time, he was one of my favorite second basemen. I wish we had him in his prime though, Vince, because he was an a-hole with Texas. If the Dodgers are the best team, then why can the Angels beat their asses all the time? because Solar, they take the series serious. I mean, that's the one time it don't matter what the Angels' record is. They play the Dodgers serious. Even last year when they got swept in that exhibition season, they literally they didn't get blown out. I think they played them tight in all those games, but they lost them. But they usually take the series every year from the Dodgers. I mean, look at the overall record. Whenever I go to Dodger Stadium, I wear my Raiders gear, and I'm good. Yeah, because it's basically, if you're in the bleachers, it's ex-Raider Nation anyway. It's your bitter Raider fans that lost their team. Respect for us, represent for us, Todd. Todd. Yeah, I'll be there. And if I survive, I'll have a video of it making it out of there. Imagine if the Big A had home run seats. That would be pretty cool, Mateo. Have you and Mathematic ever talked since you guys saw each other in Angel Stadium? Well, no, he punked me, and he hasn't been on here in a while, so no, I haven't seen him. He just sometimes comes on the chat. I don't think that's his real profile, by the way. I think he probably has like 4. Solar says, yeah, true. Typical John says, honestly, they could do that if they remove the bullpens from left field and put them under the right field seats. That'd be pretty cool. That wasn't him. That was it was a different guy, actually. So, with all that being said for tonight, I got to get out of here in a couple minutes. Shoot, I got to go to work in like 2 hours, so I'm going to try to take a nap, and then I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully after another W. Hopefully Adell gets some RBIs, and we could turn the page on this typical season that's been such a roller coaster. I mean, we'd love to. We haven't even seen a 5-game winning streak. You know what I mean? Or no, we had a 6-game winning streak with a sweep. I take that back. We haven't gone on anything kind of prolonged. We haven't gone on like a 12 out of 14 or something. That's what it would take to get back into this thing. That's honestly what it would take. Let's see. Last couple comments right here. Typical John says, honestly, they could do that if they remove the bull. Oh, I already read that one. My bad. I miss LaStella, Vince Jr. Yeah, he was really good right there. Tommy LaStella was awesome. Giants are about to lose to the Diamondbacks. That's pathetic. Because I'd like for them to keep the pressure on the freaking Dodgers. Muncy struck out. Hell yeah. All right, so they're going to the 8th inning there. Catch the final outs there or in the game.